Well, the neoconservative ideology is American world hegemony. Well, to have hegemony over the world, it means you have to subdue the others. This includes Russia and China. We have two nuclear powers with massive military capabilities, and they are in the way of the neoconservative agenda. And so the neoconservatives are driving the United States and Western Europe into conflict with Russia and China. Russia and China are not going to give up and say, okay, we'll be American vassals like England and France and Germany and Australia and Canada and Japan. They're not going to do that. They've made it quite clear that they're going to look after their own interests, that they have independent foreign policies, and that they don't approve of us. And all the problems that the BRICS are having, I believe they originate in Washington as part of the attack. For example, look what's going on in Brazil. We're trying to have arrested the leaders of the Reform Party. You know, first we had Lula, now we have this woman with the Russian name, Rousseff, and they're both facing arrest and indictment. And this is our doing. We're trying to get rid of the political party in Brazil that took Brazil into the BRICS, into the alliance with Russia and China and India. And of course, the Obama administration overthrew the reformist government in Honduras. It's currently trying to overthrow the successor of Chavez in Venezuela, Carrera in Ecuador. We got rid of the woman who was president of Argentina, framed her up, got her framed up on some charge. We now have in this right-wing neocon coup governing Argentina. So the United States' ability to overthrow governments, it doesn't always require military invasion. That's what we used in the Middle East. We overthrew the government in Ukraine without a military invasion. NATO covers up the war crimes, provides forward bases, provides diplomatic cover for our actions that would otherwise be denounced around the world as war crimes. As all this comes out, the Europeans see this. They begin to realize that, you know, we're getting drawn in too far and we're going to suffer consequences. And why are we doing this? Another thing is they're beginning to realize they're being pushed into conflict with Russia, not just economic conflict, from which Europe is already suffering, but into military conflict. Well, the Europeans don't have anything to gain from military conflict with Russia. It'd be the end of Europe. They're beginning to say, you know, being American vassals is very expensive. What are we getting out of this? We've got millions of refugees. We've got now much stronger opposition parties against us. We've got the people now worried about a military conflict with Russia. These Americans are so reckless and aggressive. And in fact, if Hillary's president, the chances of war with Russia and China extremely high. So we can have some hope from the standpoint that the neoconservative agenda has put so much pressure on the established European political parties that they could finally just say, well, look, we better get an independent foreign policy and stop being American vassals because it's too costly to us and we don't get anything out of it. What do we get out of it? It's not worth it. So it's not completely a foregone conclusion we're going to be forced into a nuclear war.